don't really care about. Yeah, so we have no screens in our tap room, and we've had. Oh yeah, I know.
Well, now you go to Bee Nectar, and they've got screens, but they're playing cartoons.
Well, that's okay.
Well,
and video games.
It's easy. We wanted people to actually talk to each other, and boy, do they! It's really amazing. The feedback on it has been great, but yeah, the QR code lets us sort of hide a lot of the information that you think has to be broadcast constantly all over the place all the time.
We are in overload.
We can keep things kind of old world down in our tap room, which it is. I mean, it's medieval looking. So
cool. That's neat.
Got these big, chunky, wide, high back booths with sort of different leathers, and we call it Spanish medieval steampunk, inspired by.
Where'd you find your furniture? Did you like haunt markets, or where'd you find it?
I went across the street to the history museum, and I spoke to some people in the Federal Archives and looked at some of the original furniture that came over from Spain, and then I started looking into medieval Spain, and looked into some of the drinking establishments there. And then, just by happenstance, one of the oldest furniture makers in the country is actually in the southern part of the state in El Paso, that claims to still have original jigs, furniture-making jigs from Spain. So we just called them up and said, "Hey, do you want to make us some booths?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'll have them ready for you in 3 weeks."
Nice.
So that was that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy at the state flea market, or at the big flea market at the state fairgrounds in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he does like steampunk furniture, but he does tables that have like giant gearboxes with lights built into them, and it's stuff made out of like old factory bits and things, and they're terribly steampunky looking. They're all mechanical stuff with the light bulbs with the clear glass and the big wires in them with the big swirls, and
neat.
Yeah, they're really awesome. Every time I go down there, I go, "Can I take pictures? I just want to admire them. I have no idea how to make things like this, but I can't afford you, and I just want to be able to look at them again."
We've got Tony on the live GML chat asking, what's the name of that place in El Paso?
It's called Southwest by Santa Fe, and he's a furniture maker.
Tony had another question, too, that he asked way earlier, and we didn't get around to asking it yet. And he says, do you need more help out there? He's thinking he ought to hone his profession and his brewing with a move out to Santa Fe. He's a cook. He's a prep and line cook by day and a home brewer by night.
Great.
Should he pack his bags?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't have a meth habit or pets. Like gerbils or anything, because you'll be around food a lot.
Gerbils. So leave your gerbils at home, Tony.
We're dog friendly, but
Yeah.
There are some restrictions on animals.
Yeah. So you can bring your dog, but leave your gerbil at home. That's a good rule of thumb when going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
No gerbils.
Yeah, come on over, man. We'll put you. We're actually looking for an apprentice mead maker.
Tony, pack your bags, dude.
Your apprenticeship lasts as long as you want it to. It could last 5 minutes, or it could last 5 days or 5 months. It's how quickly you can grasp what we've built our reputation on, and then also, taking the Meadery in the direction that I think has the best potential. So yeah, put that out there for sure.
Cool. So I'm curious, since you came into this from a different side of the house, so to speak, with food and everything, you got into the back side of the shop, so to speak, or the production facility outside town in your case. And there's Dara doing his mad scientist thing with mead recipes. What was it like learning to make mead?
Well, Dara had been doing it for so long, and he's got kind of a computer engineering background.
Mm-hmm.
So his record keeping and his approach was something that was really easy for me to understand. And really anything good out there, basically, it's that keep it simple, stupid model, the KISS model. Dara definitely practices that. He's really frugal at heart. None of what he does is at all in any way ego-driven. And what possessed him to go out and buy a Tesla is beyond me. But
I was a little surprised by that, but I fully expect
Yeah.
him to take me for a ride in it when I come down, and if he feels comfortable, I would love to drive one, just even a little ways to say that I did.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll let you drive it.
Probably
This is
not.
No ordinary. This is not off the lot Tesla. It's a custom job. So
Nice.
Is this
pretty
a midlife
impressive.
crisis car then?
I just don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I'm still a little vertigo-ish after driving in the Tesla with Dara. Dara was driving a 1995 Jeep Cherokee around, and probably the same pair of shoes from that year.
Yeah.
And a pocket protector, and Dara
That's Dara.
is not one making fashion statements.
Yeah, one of the most
love Dara.
unprepossessing
But-
people I've ever met. I love Dara. He was so
Yeah.
laid back. Yeah.
So when he shows up in a Tesla, I'm just like, midlife crisis to myself. I didn't say that out loud, but I don't really think so. I think Dara has always, what I do know about him, he's a driver. He likes driving
He does.
fast motorcycles, fast cars.
He's also an engineer.
No, he's in.
They appreciate
Yeah,
a
he's
finely
into it.
built machine.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know,
Same
I'm-
reason my
exactly what
husband,
it is.
my husband got a chance to talk to the guy who designed the Prowler, and as a result, sort of understands a lot more about that car than I would have given him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
So, from an
Yeah,
engineering
sure.
perspective, I can totally understand being enamored with a particular vehicle.
I could see that. I could see maybe not a Tesla, just because. Well, okay, for me it would be a Tesla because I'm a sports car nut. But I'm married to an engineer who is also a car mechanic, and that's his hobby, is car mechanic. And he just, half the shows we watch are car shows, mostly diesel and truck car shows, because he really likes big diesel trucks. The bigger the better. But it's the same way. I mean, we sit there and we ooh and ah over cars that we love, and we watch auctions just so we can go, oh, check it out, I haven't seen one of those in years. So yeah, he's a car geek.
Being a Chevette freak myself, I totally respect that.
Yeah, she puts car parts in her Meads. Okay, she's bad.
Not now, not often. And I always put it on the-
not often, but not yeah.
I always put it on the label.
That's awesome. So I don't know if I followed up completely with your question, but I don't know if it even matters.
No,
Really.
I told you, this is like really
You're not
laid
really
back.
holding me to.
Nope, we go where the
holding me to
conversation
finish
takes
the thought
us.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a kind of more appropriate question about. You're talking about the root vegetables and beets and carrots. Do you do parsnips too, or is that not something that they do in that area?
Parsnips are a little less abundant.
Okay.
They are a part of what we're doing here. They sort of have a very kind of almost that taste of kerosene, a little bit antiseptic tasting. They're very, very distinctive. And I'm getting my feet wet with beet and different variety of beet and carrot initially.
Okay. That's fair.
but
Just
yeah.
I know I've thrown all those things through the juicer when making my vitamin mix, and I absolutely adore parsnip juice, despite the fact that you get like a drip or two from every parsnip because they're so dry.
Yeah, they're a tricky one. They are a tricky one.
And there's something
But,
that, I've always liked the flavor of them, and it's one of those things that you say root vegetables, and I immediately think parsnips, and it's one of those things I keep stockpiling them with the intention of eventually making a parsnip mead, because I've actually got a recipe for that from one of my books, and I'm going to give it a shot one of these days.
Well, what I've done is I've sun-dried about 25 pounds of parsnip. Just kind of sliced them, laid them out on a sunscreen with, so the flies can't touch it, and just dried them and put them in a bag. And I'm thinking I'm going to add those to a mead and sort of steep them, the dried parsnips in that, and see how they'll come out. Because dried parsnips are amazing.
I have to try that.
Sugar.
That sounds... Yeah, because they're so sweet. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have ideas.
Yeah, mead is really cool, and it just seems like it attracts I don't know, a different type of person. It's not a beer guzzling, pizza gobbling, MMA watching, chubby dude that has a limited vocabulary and tends to drag his knuckles about. But mead it's different. I don't want to sound elitist, but you walk into a room with a bottle of mead, and then walk in one hand and a growler of beer in another. You will see the respective groups kind of gravitate towards you, and they're very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's much more fun for a guy to walk into a room with a bottle of mead than a growler of beer.
Oh, I don't know. I've had some pretty good beers that were pretty good, but yeah, I prefer mead all in all, just because, well,
mead.
Yeah, mead, exactly. I'm the mead wench, not the beer wench. So yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta kind of go with the whole vibe and everything. So, when you got back there, what was it like for you? Like all of a sudden pouring all the honey and stirring and mixing in the ingredient and everything. I mean, I know Dara had made good notes and everything, but engineer, I would expect nothing less. But did he? Did he just toss you to the wolves and let you learn how to make mead, or?
Oh no, it was different days of let's look at the bottling phase, and because I've been running kitchens, efficiencies are very important. If you're gonna quarter-inch dice a bag of carrots. The first thing I'm going to do is, set up a station, with a place to put your scrap, your usable portion, have a cart, and, you want to move in very efficient movements, and that's what the restaurant is all about, pivot points. Go to a bar, for instance, a good bartender is not running up and down the bar.
Yeah.
They're standing in one place, out comes the ticket, here goes the rail vodka, here goes the cranberry juice, the ice, the orange, boom, right on the table. He hasn't literally had to take one step. So that was a big part of making the meadery more efficient. And then the other thing was buying honey, getting better pricing on honey, better pricing on juice, juice. And, just doing a complete inventory of, what was on hand, which was very easy to do as far as mead goes, but, all the little tools and gadgets that you need, and, using wall space and shelving and things on wheels, and, bottling in such a way where, if you've got to fill 144 cases, you want to make sure you're handling that box